Economic analysts and traders who import and export goods to and from Rwanda agree that the Northern Corridor and the port of Mombasa have now become much more secure for trade following improvements made to the system, including digital tracking of cargo locations and an extension of the storage period for goods. Currently, 70% of Rwanda's imports and exports pass through this corridor. And our Gladys kicks us off tonight.
From Rwanda, as well as service providers known as freight forwarders, say that the Northern Corridor has now become more reliable as it is difficult to use it and lose one's goods. They add that some traders have abandoned other routes they previously used and shifted to this corridor after obstacles that had been hindering their businesses were removed. This was highlighted by Miher Chugani, a manager at Indu Duty Free Suppliers Limited, a company that trades in imported and locally produced beverages for export.
Before Dar es Salaam port, but now this time we use Mombasa port, and upcoming shipment also coming from Dubai. So we use a Mombasa port also. So if that shipment is reached here, it's well received with me in Dubai port. We not face any issue. No, it's not a difficulties because we just give to as a Dubai port. We are giving to everything for shipping line, everything. So they not tell me that Mombasa we are facing this issue, we are facing this issue. But this time we didn't face any issue. Container came and well received, we will receive here. And good timing.
Nathan Gashaija, an economic analyst and chief executive officer of the Council of Small and Medium Enterprises in Rwanda, notes that the Northern Corridor plays a major role in Rwanda's economy because it has enabled the country to no longer be effectively landlocked, but instead to have easier access to the sea.
The Northern Corridor cannot be isolated from other corridor or regional integration indicators. For example, along the Northern Corridor, we have the electronic cargo tracking system. We also have the single customs territory that was decided at the ESC level. We also have one-stop border posts. So all those, when they combine, they make the corridor performance very efficient. It reduces delays along the borders. Here I mean the one-stop border posts. It also reduces transport costs. Here I mean the seamless flow, the movement becomes quicker because NTBs are reduced. The corridor itself monitors the performance. Every time and again, they monitor whether the NTBs have risen and they advocate for their removal. So the Northern Corridor has worked to impact positively on the Rwandan economy. Originally, we are a landlocked country, but when the Northern Corridor performs very well, we become a land-linked economy. So there is the seamless flow of goods being exported and imported. And not only goods, even movement of people. We have buses that move from Kigali to Nairobi or to Mombasa. So the corridor performance is very crucial to the Rwandan economy.
Dr. John Deng Diyarding, the Executive Secretary of the Northern Corridor Transit and Transport Coordination Authority, praised Rwanda in an interview with Rwanda Television for strengthening the operations of the Northern Corridor through the development of quality infrastructure. He added that there are major projects underway to further ease trade, including railway project that is expected to begin construction soon.
I think it has gone a long way in improving road safety along the Northern Corridor in Rwanda, although Rwanda already is doing so well in terms of road safety management, because you guys are at around 5% per 10,000. Other countries are about 32, 36. So, but still, and now the biggest beneficiary is Rwanda, because Rwanda is now becoming an industrial hub where you prepare a lot of products for the international market. You actually, you're one of the countries that is export focused. And that is something that we have been proud of, and we continue to advocate it. To us, the moment you have achieved a balance of trade where your exports and imports are more than sales, because now in the Northern Corridor we are still at 70% import-export matrix. So we intend to promote the side that we strike a trade of balance, a balance of trade of 50-50. And Rwanda is doing very well on that, and is taking advantage of our interventions. And I'm happy to report that the government of Rwanda has been very proactive in engaging with international partners and the Northern Corridor to make life easier for its population, to prepare Rwanda for the development of standard gauge railway. Now we are working with the Minister of Infrastructure to prepare policies and to organize institutions that will be ready now to implement railway development, standard gauge railway development once it has reached Kajitumba. Currently we are at Naivasha, and Naivasha is going to come to the border. Uganda is already done the groundbreaking from Malaba to Kampala, and thereafter it will come to the border of Rwanda and Uganda.
Regarding infrastructure development projects aimed at boosting Rwanda's trade, both imports and exports, the Minister of Infrastructure, Dr. Jimmy Gasore, recently told Parliament, while explaining the draft law governing transport, that these projects will be implemented in collaboration with the management of the Northern Corridor.
Another issue that was raised concerns truck parking areas, which have been found to be insufficient. However, there are projects underway in collaboration with Northern Corridor and Central Corridor to increase the number of truck parking areas and equip them with all necessary facilities. Those will be developed as what are known as roadside stations, complete with restrooms and places where drivers can get food. If the railway project is implemented, it will be governed by a separate law. Similarly, for cable car transport routes, there will be mechanisms in place to regulate and manage passenger movement in accordance with this law.
Ndetse n'inzira za cable cars zimwe zigendera ku migozi tuzaba dufite mekanizme zo kubyitaho no kubibara abantu mw'iri tegeko.
Currently, 70% of goods imported into and exported from Rwanda pass through the Northern Corridor, which connects 5 countries: South Sudan, Kenya, Uganda, the Democratic Republic of Congo, Burundi, and Rwanda. The corridor was established in 1985 with the aim of channeling trade from these countries through the port of Mombasa. So far, joint border facilities known as one-stop border posts have been established between 4 of these countries. Before 2010, when the operations of the corridor had not yet been improved, transporting goods from the port of Mombasa to Kigali used to take an entire week, in addition to excessive taxes charged along the way at each country's border. Today, the journey reportedly takes only 3 days. Enora Gladys, RTV News.